On this episode, we're going to meet up with Team Elk members Johnny Unser and CJ Buck of Buck Knives. We begin in Idaho, where the wolf has been hot topic and without question has had a devastating impact on elk populations. Let's see if the guys can overcome the odds and put an elk on the ground, hopefully in the freezer.
We are very close to the Idaho-Montana border. We're on the Idaho side, just north of the Lochsaw River, getting back up into some of these back areas that don't get any pressure because they're just too hard to get to. Lee says we're supposed to start off easy so we don't ruin ourselves for the rest of the hunt. So I'd hate to see what he means when he says, okay, we're gonna really hit it today. Oh my gosh.
You know, it's not your typical open country. You know, it's real thick. So as far as spot and stock goes, you know, there's very, very limited areas to do that. You pretty much have to get these bulls to bugle. You know, you got to be able to pin them down to an area. You got to be able to locate them so you can get in where they're at and be able to call them in.
And no answers to cow calls or bugles. But the day is young.
I live in southern Idaho, down in the Haley Sun Valley area, and to be able to come up here into north central Idaho into the Bitterroot Mountains is something I've always wanted to do, and it's some incredible country.
You almost got to be half cowboy, half guide out here. Hiking these mountains and stuff, it'll kill a lot of guys, you know, pretty fast and wear them out. So we run a lot of horses. Wherever the elk happens to be, we can generally get a horse there.
We worked our way up to a high point and where we wanted to get to, and Clint let out a bugle there, and we got a response way down below us in the canyon. I mean, he bugled at least twice down in there. Let's get it. Let's get after it. We worked towards that bull that had bugled down in the bottom. And as we got down there to the ridge, I think we may have gotten one more response on that bugle. He just wasn't really that hot.
Kind of worked our way across this ridge, and all of a sudden got a response. We were all excited, got the little adrenaline pumping the first day. And then not too long after that, we realized that it was the other party that had come up on horseback from another way, and we'd been bugling back and forth to each other. Did you guys bugle? Yeah, he's been bugling at different times.
It was kind of funny. We got to chat a little bit, and we both talked about that bull that was probably way down in the bottom.
You know, never did bugle again. So we walked ourselves out of there, hunted and called all the way back out again. You have to get these bulls bugling it.
After the morning hunt, CJ Buck takes a little time to do some fly fishing. He loves the outdoors. It's a passion that equals his commitment to keeping true to the heritage of Buck Knives.
Well, Buck really started as a father-son partnership. My great-grandfather, in 1945, moved in with his oldest son, Al Buck, and the two of them were H.H. Buck & Son Lifetime Knives. They guaranteed what they made for life, and that warranty is something that we still honor to this day. One of the things that's really important to us as a company and to us as a family is to really retain our connection to our roots. Our roots are in the outdoor arena, and we're out here being involved in family activities, multi-generational activities, you know, fishing and camping in the outdoors. One of the things I really love about this business is wherever you go, you run into somebody with with a buck knife story. One of the people that's in hunting camp with us has a buck 119 that he's really proud of. And he remembers when he got it. He remembers the story. I can't imagine manufacturing a product that somebody doesn't really care that much about. There aren't many businesses that survive into the 4th generation. You know, this is a legacy. I just see a responsibility in the legacy that my great-grandfather and grandfather started and my father held true to. We're making sure that Buck stays about that.
Day 3, we just located a bull over here. We're moving in on him, see if we can get the wind right. He's about 250 yards below us. That wind is just swirling right now.
Clint does a lot of cow calling as we're walking through the woods, because like I said, this stuff is thick and it's noisy. Every time Clint would bugle, we'd get a response. It was incredible. I mean, this was a hot bull and it was gonna be fun. We kept working our way down and we're getting closer and closer to the action. And we look at each other and we're going, this bull's coming in, we need to get set up.
He's coming.
You pick a lane and inevitably, there's no way that bull's gonna come to that lane. I went ahead and drew. He comes into the lane that I'm expecting to see him at 40 yards, but unfortunately, he's quartering to me, and I just don't have a shot. I just couldn't take it. It would have wounded him, and he would have ran off, and we'd have been looking forever for him. I had to let down because I've been holding that draw for quite a long time at this point, but I was ready if he walked out beyond those trees. Something happened and he whirled, started to run off and ran back across the creek over onto the hill where we originally heard him.
Did he win you? I had a 40-yard shot, but he was just quartered to me. Is he decent? Oh, he's a shooter. Okay, good.
So he was working his way towards a ridge. Now I'm thinking if he goes over that ridge, maybe we can make a play on it by coming out around the bottom.
He's got no cows. He's a good bull, but he's hot. There he goes. That's good.
The bull was doing exactly what we wanted. He was headed in that direction, and so we made a play, but the only thing that kind of caught us out is he was headed in that direction faster than we expected. He was 30 yards away. All I had was a head and neck shot, so I couldn't take it. And he didn't take that one more step that we needed.
One more step. When we're in the country this tough, and you've worked so hard to get on a bull and we're on him, 2 times if he'd have just quartered a little bit, it was unbelievable. And he's hot. Fun, wasn't it? It doesn't get any better. No, that was good. That doesn't get any better than that.
It just wasn't that bull's day to be taken. So that's one for the bulls and one less for the hunters.
You know, every day you get up at 2:45, 3 o'clock in the morning, you drag yourself out of bed, tired from the day before, and you start the mental process of gearing yourself up that today might be the day. This is our 6th day, and we have not yet seen an elk. You know, you work your way out to that first overlook, and you see just this beautiful landscape below you, meadows and trees, and you know, the guide peels off that first bugle. And you sit there in anticipation and you wait. And you wait. Nothing. It's been, you know, it's been a disappointing hunt in not being able to get the bulls to bugle. You know, this area up here is so thick that, you know, archery without the bulls locating themselves and coming to you is, I just think it's an impossible hunt. And since they weren't bugling, we struck out.
In the end, Unser was the only one to even see an elk. It's a testament to the devastation that Idaho is seeing due to the increasing wolf population.
It's a real sad state of affairs that we're in right now. I mean, you know, I've seen this country great. I mean, you could come to these ridge tops and bugle, you know, and it would be nothing, get 5 or 6 bulls, you know, in each little drainage. Our elk herds have dropped to 80% from what they used to be. A pack of 7 or 8 wolves will completely devour an elk in 24 hours, and they will do it again repeatedly every day. You know, we still have some good quality elk hunting. The numbers are so few now that you have to work, you know, 10 times as hard as you did 10 years ago. And it's just a real shame. You got all this great, wonderful country and all this great, wonderful elk habitat, and it's just gone.
The simple fact of the hunt is the wolf played the most important part. Elk populations in this part of Idaho are down. It's just that simple. Hopefully soon, elk numbers will return to what they once were in this part of the country. I can assure you, however, that's only going to be the case once scientific, sound, hunter-based management practices are put into place. All right, enough with the preaching. It's time to check out Cameron Haynes in Colorado, where there are no wolves and the elk are everywhere.
This country, high country Colorado, is just amazing. Last year I was able to come in here and had to work really hard, but ended up killing a nice 6x6 bull on, I think, the 4th day of the hunt. You know, I guess on the heels of that, I was thinking this year's hunt is gonna be tough to top that. I guess I don't know if I love the hunt more than I love success. It's about showtime. Can't give it a shot here, just up here. Just being out here with hopes and dreams of arrowing a big bull just keeps me awake at night. Got a herd right here with a kind of a smaller bull. It's cool, nice crisp, cool morning. This is what a bow hunter dreams of right here. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I get up here, you don't really know. Every year it seems like the rut's different. How are the animals reacting? What's the weather like? I like getting out in the elk country. I like immersing myself. I like, you know, putting the boots to the test and hitting the trails. This is where you want to be, right here in the high country, Colorado. Got a bull bugling up here. So Justin's gonna be following behind just in case we run into him. If we see him, he'll drop back and call. We'll try to get that bull going by us. But he's up here bugling. We're just gonna sneak up this trail, knocked up, ready to make something happen. So we head up the trail and pretty quiet. We heard a couple of bugles off in the distance, nothing lighting up real close. And I don't know, you just taking in the clean, fresh air. We're starting to get up into where it starts to break out into timberline country. And
I get up there and I look through the trees a little bit, and dang if I didn't see an elk. There's an elk right here, right in the meadow, right in front of us. Got him. Can you believe that? I was happy I got a bull, a bull of a lifetime for me, actually. But I was also kind of torn because I'm thinking, that's it. I'm done packing a bow in the woods in the mountains of Colorado for a year. Why is it over? Oh, I don't even know what to say. I do love the hunt. I love the pursuit. I love getting after those bulls and trying to get in close, but more than anything, I love success. And I was successful. I've been on some grueling hunts. This wasn't one of them, but still had to make the shot. Still thankful for the opportunity, and I'm grateful for getting a great bull on the ground and some of the best country you could ever hope for. So amazing hunt.
Cameron was able to connect again in Colorado on another giant bull. That's 2 years in a row, so I guess preparation does pay off. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this week's episode of Team Elk. I'm your host, Brandon Bates, reminding you that hunting is conservation.